What's up? So today I'm going to talk about my business last year, because last year was the year that my business grew from a relatively small thing into a 7-figure revenue business. So I'm going to walk you through step by step what I did last year that allowed that to happen. First off, if you're new here, what's up? My name's Matt. What I do is sell physical products on the internet. Entirely, they're under my own brand. So I'm creating brands of products and then dealing directly with manufacturers, creating products under my brands and selling those mostly on Amazon. I've built that to the 7-figure level as I'm talking about in this video. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely consider subscribing, because I'm walking through on this channel everything I've done to build this level, and also everything I'm just doing as an entrepreneur as I expand and continue in my career. So if that sounds interesting to you, please hit subscribe. All right, so into the story of 2016. Again, this is last year when I was 23 for most of the year, turned 24, now I'm 25, end of 2017. So 2015, let's back up. I did low 6 figures in revenue. 2017 is where I kicked up to $1.22 million in sales. Again, this is top line. My profit for 2016 was $245,000, but top line revenue was $1.22 million. So the reason that I want to talk about this is because there's a lot of stuff that's about how do I find the one product that's an absolute gold mine and just blow it up immediately. And my feeling is that those go to crap very quickly because everyone jumps into the same opportunities and it's rarely long lasting. You guys know, well, if you're new, you might not know, but check out my other videos. I talk a lot about building a sustainable business, a real brand, something that can grow and potentially be sold eventually. So honestly, there is one key tip that allowed me to grow from the low 6 figures into the 7 figures of revenue. And this one thing was my main focus in 2016 when my revenue went through such serious growth. And it's a little underwhelming of an answer, but that one thing was expanding, launching new products. It's so obvious, but rather than changing what has got you to that point, do it again. So what's working, do it again. So maybe you're somebody that already has one product and maybe you're profiting $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month. And you're like, well, how do I get to 20 grand a month? Do it 5 more times, do it 10 more times. Just keep doing it again and again and again. And I know that seems obvious, but I think that once we find something that's working, we look for the next thing instead of focusing on what works. So every day of 2016, my task of the day was, is this leading me towards a new product being released? And if it wasn't, then I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing. Everything was about that. And I launched a lot of products in 2016, new brands, new product lines, expanded existing product lines. And that is what set me up to have consistent and much bigger sales. Even if one product went down, others were emerging. And I wasn't so dependent on a single product being a gold mine. You just keep adding and adding to your portfolio. And that was what increased my revenue by so much. If you're not familiar with the 80-20 principle, it means when 20% of something is responsible for 80% of the results. So that applies in launching new products. For example, say you have a product launch and you are selling, say hypothetically, to use easy numbers, let's say you're selling that product you're selling it 80 times per day, which is obviously amazing. But rather than trying to eke out that extra 20% of it, you're better off, you've got the 80-20 out of that product. If you just launch a new product, boom, 80-20. You might get 40 sales on that new product instead of needing that extra 20, right? It's easier to just do that and just get the bulk of it without necessarily doing that fine tuning. And I'm not saying don't optimize all of that, because there is that other mentality of optimization, you know, constantly tuning your images, your keywords, your copywriting, and that's all good stuff. But ultimately, the thing that's gonna have the biggest impact is launching another product, because another product is just more potential land grab of Amazon real estate to sell more products. And nothing is ever gonna have as big of an impact as that if you know what you're doing, if you know how to choose it. So don't overlook such a simple thing as repeating what you have done. So absolutely 100%, the quickest way to get to 7 figures in revenue is to repeat the process, add more products. You know, it's not gonna be, you're not gonna get that one product that hits you into 7 figures of revenue, most likely. It's possible, but by looking for that, you're just setting yourself up to fail. In my opinion, in the current Amazon landscape, those opportunities are very hard to come by. Even products that will net you 100 grand on a single product are hard to come by. So the quickest way to a 6-figure income on Amazon is to find a handful of products that make you 1 to 3 grand a month, because those are abundant. I mean, you can find those literally all day. Seriously, all day. They're just like almost every product. So by building out a portfolio of those and just repeating that process, you're gonna be well on your way to 6 figures in income and on your way to 7 figures in revenue. All right, so in my own business, it's just serious crunch time with Q4. A lot of logistics, shipping, things like that. Obviously, most of you are familiar with the space, but Q4, meaning quarter 4, really just referring to Black Friday through Christmas, is the absolute absurd time of the year for selling physical products. I made 2 videos about that. Make sure you check those out if you haven't seen them. But I am just fingers crossed 24/7 basically to get through that period and have everything be massive. Because, for example, last year, November and December was almost half of my entire years of revenue. And right now I am at approaching 1.3 million in sales right now, which means like, I mean, it's really hard for me to gauge what I'm gonna end up with at the end of the year, just because so much of it depends on that final period. But you know, I'm really gunning for 2. I think that would be sweet. But yeah, you know, it's just a lot of inventory tied up, a lot of cash flow tied up, and making sure containers arrive on time. So that's just taking up a lot of what I'm doing right now. Yeah, just gotta grind out some day-to-day stuff. So it really is as simple as that. That one piece is what allowed me to scale from a small 6-figure business into a 7-figure business. When you find something that works, do it again and again. I created new brands to serve new people, and I created new products to serve the same people that my existing products and brands were already serving, and just kept doing more of what was working. It's so simple, but I feel like we always look to the next thing. So when you find something that works, duplicate it. I really hope that that tip helps you guys to grow your businesses. I'm gonna wrap up there. I'm super thankful to all of the new subscribers I've been getting, and the old ones, of course. You guys are all amazing. Be sure to leave me your questions, as many as you want, in the comments. I hit everybody. There's also a free Facebook group down there that you can hop into. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.